Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Social media can be complicated. Here's some things to think about to help you post smart. Flow Cab, let's go.
I might show you where I'm going, but I think before I'm posting, all my pictures have been chosen, not just posting whatever. I might show you where I'm going, but I think before I'm posting, all my pictures have been chosen, not just posting whatever.
So many sites to post pics and post comments and make your friends say holy smokes like Robin. Your posts live forever, that's a long time. So don't overshare when you go online. Yeah, your digital footprint will stick with you. So stop and think before you post that picture or message. Flow Cab, let's go. The top 10 things to think about before you post.
Number 1,
ask yourself, would you say it in real life? If the answer's no, don't post it online. And if you wouldn't want it said about you, don't post it about someone else. That's the golden rule.
Number 2,
are your posts vain and narcissistic about your perfect life, all designed to elicit jealousy and envy in the people who read it? If so, don't post that brag, delete it.
Number 3,
that's TMI, folks.
I have a rash.
Well, I didn't wanna know.
Number 4,
are you posting every detail of your life? Who in their right mind is gonna find that nice? Woke up, hashtag bagel, hashtag shower, and 20 more posts in the next half hour. Think about the reader when you're sharing. Edit your posting, your friends will keep caring.
Number 5,
a bit like 4, here's what else. Keep your relationship details to yourself. You don't need to post every hug and sunset. That might make your single friends feel upset. A moment still has meaning if you don't post it, know this. Now let me get back and focus. Number 6, the cryptic cliffhanger, man, like,
dude, no one understands.
it's a little desperate, begging for attention. Just be upfront off the bat with what you mentioned.
Number 7,
are your posts all complaining? You really need pity just because it's raining.
Number 8,
curate your photos like a museum. Don't post pics you wouldn't want your grandma seeing. Goes double for anything risky or risque that could affect your future in a big way. And that's doubly true if it's a photo of a friend and not just you.
Number 9,
check your privacy settings. I mean it, want creeps of future employers to read it. You really want your Insta-face tweets like concrete? I mean all over the streets.
Number 10,
post smart, okay, and spread love. That's the Brooklyn
I
way.
might show you where I'm going, but I think before I'm posting, all my pictures have been chosen, not just posting whatever. I might show you where I'm going, but I think before I'm posting, all my pictures have been chosen, not just posting whatever.
So think twice, y'all, before you post. Be smart, be safe, and be out.
It was the biggest mistake of my life.
19-year-old Allie is talking about sexting, and it's something you've probably been hearing a lot about lately.
Sexting.
If you've ever sent or received sexually provocative pics, you should know that there's a thin line between private flirtation and public humiliation.
You wouldn't think that something could spread that far, that fast.
This is where I went to high school. In the beginning of high school, things were good. I got good grades. I had a lot of friends. I was popular. I had a boyfriend. And I was a really good girl. My sophomore year, me and my boyfriend broke up, and I was upset about it because when you're young, you think like, oh, I'm gonna be with this person forever. 1 month after we broke up, he sent me a text message that he would get back together with me if I sent him a naked picture.
Even though nearly everyone has heard of sexting, a lot of you aren't really sure what it is.
Sexting isn't flirty talk or even dirty talk. Sexting is sending sexually explicit photos from your cell phone or computer. So when Allie's ex-boyfriend asked her to send him a naked photo, he was asking her to sext him.
After the breakup, I was feeling rejected and extremely vulnerable. Having him ask me for the picture, it made me feel wanted again. Even though it was completely out of character for me. I just said it. The picture getting out never crossed my mind.
Once Allie sent the photo to her ex-boyfriend, the ball was in his court. He could forward, delete, or keep the photo to himself. But 1 in 5 sext recipients say they forwarded the images on to someone else.
The next day was a cheerleading competition at the high school. We were in the stands, and a kid was sitting behind us, and he pulled out his cell phone, and he was like, "Isn't this you in this picture?" And that's when we realized he ended up sending it to everybody in his contact list.
Where anything can be found on the internet, some vulnerable teenagers are learning the hard way about the dangers of sharing too much.
One young woman's mistake will haunt her for the rest of her life, and now she is talking to high school students across the country in hopes of making a difference. News 8's Jamie Muro in News 8 Control tonight with more about her message. Jamie?
Well, Darren and Ann, remember when notes were written on one of these? Well, they don't really do that anymore because, as we all know, it is a digital world. And as you mentioned, a young woman from New Jersey who was bullied because of just one cell phone picture spoke to East Haven High School parents, students today about the dangers of sexting and bullying. News 8, the only station there to get her story and the advice she's giving to parents and those students.
Allison Pereira starts each presentation like this.
Has your entire town seen you naked? Mine has.
When she was 16, Allison sent a topless photo of herself to her ex-boyfriend as a way to get back together. A day later, it went viral, and the constant bullying led her to attempted suicide.
When you have kids come up to you and say that you've saved their lives, then it makes it all worth it.
These innocent faces sitting on their mother's laps will one day soon become immersed in social media and the pitfalls that can follow. Allison's crusade made a stop in East Haven, opening eyes to how cruel life can be after a simple push of a send button.
A lot of people just focus on the picture, but the main problem was the bullying. I don't think people realize how that lasts with you forever. I mean, I have scars from it.
Her biggest advice to parents and teens: open your eyes.
You need to have a zero tolerance policy on all forms of bullying. Look for the signs of a kid who is being bullied and get them help.
Because no child should have to stand in front of an audience of complete strangers and say this.
Has your entire town seen you naked? Mine has.
Now, Allison tells me tonight she couldn't press charges on the young man who sent out the picture because she, too, could have faced child pornography charges. By the way, you're not going to believe this. A few years later, the same man who is now in the service asked her to send yet another picture. She declined. In News 8 Control, I'm Jamie Muro.
There are some simple steps you can take to protect yourself or your kids from the dangers of sexting. Don't ask people for explicit pictures and don't provide them. Refuse to pass along sexting messages. Tell friends to stop sexting and cut off communication with those who send those messages. If you know somebody who is sending sexually revealing photos, tell an adult and report it to the hosting website.